guys, and welcome back. So today I am bringing to you 3 looks using one palette. I've been playing around with the So Jaded Kathleen Lights x Colourpop collaboration palette. This baby is a whopping 30 pan eyeshadow palette and it retails for $39. This is Colourpop's largest palette. It has so many shades inside of it, it is crazy. Now in total I've played with this palette 4 times. I've done these 3 looks and then I did another look in my makeup transformation video. That was the first time I tested it out, so spoiler alert, this is a really beautiful palette. I've been playing with it quite a bit now. There's just so many combinations. I'm still not out of ideas, having done 4 different looks. Every time I film, every time. It is 10:08 p.m. people, put away your dogs. Some people are trying to film for YouTube. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it and start creating some fun looks. Alright, so here we go. The first look, I'm going to be dipping into the first shade, Royal Jewels, with my Luxie 121 brush, the mini tapered, and I'm taking this all through the crease on both sides of the lid, just running that in for a little extra color. I was thinking that this was going to help add to the look, but honestly, in the end, I would say you could probably skip this step. It ended up being a little bit of a waste of time, to be quite honest. The other colors are just so bold, it ends up being overpowered. So now we're going into that first blue shade, the turquoise, on my Sephora crease brush. Oh, and I did miss putting the powder underneath the eyes to add a little safety net for if there was fallout, which there was with this blue shade, so I'm happy I went back and did that. But I am now going in with that turquoise shade, and oh man, is that shade intense. I was honestly not prepared for it, and is one of the reasons why the first shade that I dipped into was just a little bit of an unnecessary step, just because that color was so powerful. I ended up sweeping it up on the lid kind of high. Yeah, I mean, it's a stunning shade, so if you're trying to recreate this, I would just skip out on that first step and just go straight into the shade. I love it. Then it's time to go super bold. I'm dipping into the shade Sapphire using my Morphe Y19 brush, and this one is going to go out in the outer V area. This was a really beautiful navy blue shade. I've honestly tried some kind of crappy royal blues in the past that when you blend them onto the lid, they just wash out into nothing, and this stayed so true to what you see in the pan, so I was so happy with it. And honestly, this would have been a beautiful look all on its own if I put a matte white over the lid or something along that lines. Beautiful right there, but I really wanted to push the envelope. I've seen a lot of really pretty soft blue videos out there, and I wanted to do something different, so that's why I'm now dipping into the shade Alexandrite. Probably butchering that, but that is actually my birthstone. I have 3 different birthstones for some reason for the month of June. It's that one, pearl, and I believe moonstone. All 3 of those are my birthstones. No clue why. I have never looked into it before. But anyways, I'm taking that on my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush, and I'm applying that shade to the lid, the all over the lid color. I ended up deciding to mix it up and make it a very dark, bold, smoky eye look, because I felt like that is something that you have not seen yet with this palette, at least. Since this eye look ended up turning out to be so dark, I wanted it to have a splash of some light in there. So I picked up the shade Aquamarine using my 245 small shader by Luxie and popping this on the inner corner. I felt like it added just the right amount of color and shimmer to that inner corner to help really give this look a pow moment. And up until this point, I had no clue what I wanted to do on the lower lash line, so I ended up taking the shade Sapphire again on my Sigma E55 brush and just running that along the lower lash line. I brought it in about 2/3 of the way. I left a little blank area there because I ended up deciding I wanted to add a bit of purple underneath as well. I grabbed the other shimmery purple shade Amethyst on my Sigma E30 brush and added that into that little blank spot that we had left and dragged that into the Sapphire shade as well so I could blend the two together, and I think it worked out so beautifully. It's a little bit more on the shimmery light side than Alexandrite, which I actually ended up really liking for the lower lash line. It helped add to the whole look, I think. And now, because this look isn't dark enough, so I'm going in with the Hank & Henry liquid liner in Blickety Black. This liner is awesome. We just got this in the BoxyCharm, and this is the most budge-proof liquid liner I think ever. I even have some left over when I'm trying to take it off at the end of the night, which can be a little bit annoying, but at least it doesn't go anywhere during the day. So I mean, it's a budge-proof liner. Now I'm just finishing up the look. I'm wiping away that baking safety net we had underneath. I'm going to be popping on some mascara and lashes, and I'm going to be using the same mascara and lashes for all three of the looks. I think it just makes things easier. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara with the Kiss Triple Push-Up lashes in the style Teddy. This is by far my favorite combo. I think it just elevates the look to a whole nother level using these two, so I love the combo. Then as I was wrapping up this video, I was like, it's missing something, so I dipped into Opal with my pencil brush and started applying this to the inner corner. I did actually watch Kathleen's video where she talked about Opal and Topaz not being technically eye safe. She says it's meant more for the body or the hair, and that part honestly really confused me. It's in an eyeshadow palette. It's not labeled anywhere on the packaging as it not being eye safe. You would only know this if you went to Kathleen's video and watched it. So, you know, that makes me a little bit torn about these two particular shades, but I decided to just go for it anyway. I'm looking at it, I want to use it, so I popped it in the inner corner and on the cheekbones just to add a little something extra to the look, and I kind of like it. Here we go, eyeshadow look number 2, and I'm going straight into the shade Geodude with my Wet n Wild crease brush. Taking that in, yup, the crease, and just running that all the way along. I ended up deciding that this look was going to be a halo eye look. I wanted to switch things up on you guys, keep you on your toes, so that's where we're going with this. Let us now begin shaping out that halo. So I'm taking the Jade shade, Jade shade, but with my Morphe Y15 brush, I am putting that color both on the outer and the inner part of the lid, starting to form that shape. And I first start out with just really packing on that color on both parts, and then I just connected it with the same brush, just kind of kept things easy since I'm going to cut the crease anyway. I really wanted to test out as many shadows as I could, so really tried to layer on the shadows. I dipped into the shade Stoned with my Makeup Geek pointed crease brush, and I began applying this in the same method, inner and outer part of the lid. This time a little bit more focused, that way it didn't overpower the Jade shade, but it just added a little extra depth. Next, we're going to need to cut out that halo shape in the center. I'm going in with my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden and using a small eyeshadow brush to apply it. I didn't have my concealer brush on hand, so this one worked just as well. And I just applied this to the middle of the lid, creating that halo shape. Honestly, I wasn't that neat about it. I just kind of added it on because I knew I was going to go in and clean things up afterwards with a little bit more of that darker shadow. So really, you don't have to be that neat in keeping it in the exact shape you wanted. You can fix things in the end, don't worry. Time for the all over the lid color, and for this I'm taking the shade Emerald on my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush and just applying this straight onto where we cut the crease. Switching brushes now, I'm taking my Luxie angled brush and taking the same shade Emerald and running that all along the lower lash line. And now I'm just beginning to blend things together, so I'm taking my Makeup Geek pointed crease brush with a bit of the Jade shade and running that along the lower lash line to help blend out that Emerald shade. And I'm also going to be taking this along the edges of where I put Emerald all over the lid just to help blend everything out. Now it's all about the small details, so I'm taking the shade Peridot on my Luxie 245 small shader brush and just applying this directly to the center of the halo. I felt like it helped add a little bit of a lightness to this kind of dark halo eye. I love the way that looked on the center, so I also popped that into the inner corner just to add a little something extra. Then the very last step, I'm taking the shade Pearl with my mini fan brush and just applying that to the brow bone to add a little brow highlight. Then that is it. That is the whole look. I just need to now wipe away the bake, add a little bit of mascara, some lashes, and the look is complete. We have made it, you guys. Third and final look. For this shade, I'm going to be taking the You're a Gem with my Morphe Y16 brush and running this color, yup, all throughout the crease. Just really building that shade up. At this point, it was look number 3 and day number 3, and I had yet to wash my brushes, so I started to get creative here. I used some quick in-between brush spray cleaner. Yeah, anyway, besides the point, but I'm using a random brush that I normally don't use in this part. I'm using the Luxie 121 Mini Tapered with the Carnelian shade, adding that into the outer V, taking that in also slightly into the crease about halfway. Honestly, not my favorite brush to use for the outer V area, but, you know, I made it work. I was on a brush strike of cleaning. Now, let's take the shade Garnet. Using my Morphe Y19 brush, I'm going to be working this color directly into that outer V. This one I'm going to be keeping strictly there. I'm not taking this into the crease at all. This is just to help add a bit more depth. Now, I decided to cut the crease. I'm using, again, the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden to do this with my concealer brush. I ended up finding it for this look. And just cutting the crease halfway onto the lid. Now we're ready for the all over the lid color, which is going to be Sunstone. And I'm taking my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush to apply it all over the lid. I am leaving a small part in the inner part of the lid open though, because I am going to be popping a very beautiful blue into that area. Here we go, time to add that oh so beautiful shade Aquamarine onto that inner part of the lid and the inner corner. Again, I'm using my Luxie 245 small shader brush to do this. Oh man, this just changes the look entirely. I think it's such a beautiful pop of color with this look. It just changes everything with adding this, so I freaking love it. Now, just to finish things up on the lower lash line, I'm taking the shade Carnelian with my medium eye shader, running that all the way through the lower lash line, and then adding a bit of Garnet with my Real Techniques medium smudger brush just to add a little bit more depth under there. Once more, final touches. I'm taking the shade Pearl on my mini fan brush by Japanesque, adding that to the brow bone just to add a little bit of a brow highlight moment. Now again, all that's left, wipe away the bake, add a bit of mascara, add some lip gloss because my lips look super crusty. I didn't even realize I only had liquid lipstick on. And then apply the falsies and this look is complete. So this of course was the third and final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed me creating these different looks using this palette. I know these were a little bit more on the out there side, but with such fun colors inside of a palette, I'm trying to open it. I really wanted to play around with some different colors that perhaps you may not have seen others dip into, because the neutrals are kind of the realm we all like to stick to, so I wanted to show you guys some more experimental out the box looks. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Prepare for Halloween videos next week. Ooh, I'm so excited! Okay, bye!